To be honest, a lot of that day is pretty scrambled just because you don't ever expect to see something like that. I was at the University of Minnesota studying to be an audio engineer my freshman year, and got a job as an intern to be a photojournalist at the University of Minnesota newspaper. I was just coming back from Big Ten Media Day, and we got a call from one of the editors at the paper. She said the 35W bridge collapsed.
The motorway bridge, hundreds of meters long, has collapsed.
At the time, we were very close, so we immediately parked the car. I grabbed all my gear, and I ran down to where the bridge was. I remember the bridge splayed out onto the ground with a section of it going, just straight up into the air. I remember signs toppled over. I remember it was hot. I remember it was dusty. I remember there was like this yellow hue in the air. I don't know why. I remember a woman behind me crying on her cell phone. I remember it being very quiet, oddly quiet, and my editor tapping on my shoulder and saying, "Take photos, just keep taking photos." At the time I wasn't even really interested in being a photojournalist. It just happened. I was an intern, it was a job, but this really kind of opened up the world to me, seeing how important it was to capture those types of moments. The bridge had collapsed at 6:05 p.m. We were shooting until probably 9 or 10. Went back to the office, uploaded all of our photos, and sent them out to the AP. I think we had counted more than 300 papers had published those photos the next day. No one else had these images. My editor and I were the only ones that were able to get that close, that fast. I have recounted this story to family, friends, and they always say, "Wow, that must have been an amazing experience," especially when I'm talking to other photojournalists. And I always go back and I'm like, yeah, it was an amazing experience, but maybe not one that I would wish on anyone. You don't know what to do. I don't think there's a protocol for dealing with breaking news of this magnitude. If there is, I feel sorry for someone that has to deal with it that often. I cannot imagine how traumatic it had been for the victims that were actually on the bridge. I only had to see it, they had to live it. Had that not happened, I may still be a photojournalist, but I don't think I would be nearly as receptive to people. I wouldn't be as compassionate. I think the bridge collapse has definitely taught me how important journalism, photojournalism, telling stories, being connected to the people that you're telling those stories for is. It's really important, and I don't think I would have that if I didn't have to go through that day.